In the profound silence of the ancient forest, those things often forgotten by the world hold the secret soul of life's eternal and beautiful cycle. As the morning mist dances between the towering trees, we begin a journey to capture the very essence of the wilderness and bring it home. Every drop of moisture and every fallen leaf tells a story of survival, a narrative of the earth breathing in the quietude of the wild. The ground is littered with treasures that many would overlook, yet they are the building blocks of a hidden world waiting to be rediscovered by us. Touching the cool, damp moss reminds us that life persists even in the smallest corners, thriving in the shadows where the sun rarely reaches the ground. Selecting a piece of wood is an act of intuition, finding a shape that speaks to the movement of water and the passage of long years. Walking through this cathedral of trees, we gather the fragments of nature to create a sanctuary of our own, far away from the city's noise. The basket becomes a palette of textures and tones, a collection of organic elements that will soon breathe new life into an empty glass vessel. Before we leave, we take one last breath of the wild air, carrying the spirit of the old-growth forest back to our humble workshop space. Returning to the quiet sanctuary of the workshop, we lay out the treasures gathered from the woods, each piece carrying its own unique ancient story. Dried almond leaves, pine cones, and weathered branches are carefully inspected, acknowledging the beauty found in their rugged surfaces and natural, earthy, deep imperfections. Cleaning these materials is a meditative process, a way to honor the environment they came from while preparing them for their new underwater home. The touch of water begins the transformation, washing away the dust of the forest and revealing the deep, rich colors hidden within the organic fibers. We do not seek luxury in expensive things. Instead, we find a much deeper wealth in the simple act of reclaiming and purifying nature's abandoned gifts. As the wood soaks, air escapes from its ancient pores, a sign that the material is finally embracing the liquid element after years of drying. In this slow movement, we find a sense of peace that the modern world often denies us, a connection to the patient rhythm of the earth. The water begins to change, tea-like colors swirling as the leaves release their essence, a preview of the atmospheric environment we are about to create. We refine the shapes just enough to fit the vision, yet we remain careful not to destroy the wild character that nature took years to forge. Each element is now ready, standing as a testament to the forest's resilience and a precursor to the miniature ecosystem that will soon be born. There is a profound healing power in these fragments of nature, a quiet energy that promises to bring a sense of calm to any space. The empty glass represents a blank canvas, a silent invitation to reconstruct a world that hums with the memory of the deep and ancient forest. We start with a base of fine river sand, smoothing the surface with a soft brush to create a foundation for our miniature underwater world. In nature, nothing is perfectly flat. We mimic the gentle contours of a stream bed to give the scene a sense of depth and realism. Placing the primary wood pieces as focal points, we recreate the structure of fallen trees, establishing the backbone of our hidden wild and aquatic history. The smaller branches provide detail and intricacy, weaving through the larger structures to simulate the tangled roots that line the banks of a jungle river. Designing this space is not about forced arrangement,
but rather about recreating the beautiful, intentional chaos that Mother Nature has perfected over many countless eons. We scattered leaves as if they had just drifted down from the trees above, letting gravity and chance dictate their final resting place in the tank. Adding these fine details brings a sense of authenticity, making the aquarium look like a slice of a real riverbed taken directly from the wild. The play of light and shadow among the wood creates a mysterious atmosphere, drawing the eye into the depths of this small, handcrafted wooden forest. A few well-placed stones add weight to the scene, grounding the organic materials and providing a natural contrast to the soft and decaying leaves and wood. The skeletal structure of our forest is now complete, a silent monument to the wild places that inspired its creation within this simple glass box. We introduce water with the utmost care, ensuring the delicate balance of our landscape remains undisturbed as the liquid slowly fills the empty voids. As the water rises, it breathes life into the scene, turning a dry arrangement into a fluid ecosystem that will soon host a variety of life. The tannins begin their work, slowly bleeding from the wood and leaves, painting the water with the warm, rich colors of an ancient forest stream. This amber tint is the signature of a Blackwater environment, a sign that the natural chemistry of the forest is now active within the tank. The sound of flowing water brings a sense of vitality, a rhythmic pulse that signals the beginning of a new cycle of growth and biological balance. Sắc nước màu trà không phải là sự đục ngầu. It is the soul of the forest, where the pH lowers and the water becomes a healing tonic. We install a gentle filtration system, not to clear the color, but to keep the water moving and healthy for the life that will follow. These tiny particles are part of the natural cycle, providing food from microorganisms and contributing to the complex web of life in our miniature stream. The transformation is startling. The glass box has disappeared, replaced by a deep, dark pool that looks as if it has existed for centuries. We wait patiently for the water to settle, allowing the chemistry to stabilize and the environment to become welcoming for its future aquatic residents. In this stillness, we can almost hear the forest breathing, a quiet hum of life starting to take hold in this small aquatic sanctuary of ours. After 7 days of waiting, it is time to introduce the heartbeat of the tank, the living creatures that will call this dark water home. These wild-type fish are perfectly adapted to the low light and acidic conditions of Blackwater, their colors designed to shimmer in the forest's dim shadows. The moment of release is always magical, as the fish tentatively explores its new territory, finding hiding spots among the leaves and gnarled wood branches. A school of tetras joins the scene, their synchronized movements adding a sense of energy and life to the quiet, still depths of the aquarium tank. The fish bring the entire scene to life, their presence completing the picture and turning the hardscape into a functioning, breathing, and living biological ecosystem. Watching them navigate the intricate routes is like watching a dance, a natural performance that highlights the harmony between the inhabitants and their environment. In this dark water, the fish feel secure, their natural instincts taking over as they find comfort in the shadows and the soft organic substrate below. We are not just keeping fish, we are nurturing a fragment of the wild, providing a home that respects the evolutionary history of these beautiful creatures. The view from below reveals a different world, a perspective that reminds us of the vastness of nature, even when contained within 4 glass walls. Every action of the fish contributes to the health of the tank, a perfect balance where every inhabitant plays a vital role in the system. The aquarium is now a living masterpiece, a testament to the beauty of the natural world and the peace that can be found in its presence. Time is the final artist in this process, working slowly to soften the edges and blend the materials into a cohesive and truly natural whole. A layer of biofilm begins to form on the wood, a natural occurrence that serves as a vital food source for shrimp and small fish alike. Decay is not the end, but a beginning, as the decomposing leaves release more nutrients and tannins into the water, enriching the entire aquatic ecosystem. Small patches of moss begin to thrive, their vibrant green colors providing a stunning contrast to the deep browns and ambers of the surrounding wood environment. Life reaches upwards, bridging the gap between the water and the air, as plants find their footing in the nutrient-rich environment we have carefully prepared. The play of light on the water's surface creates a mesmerizing shimmer, a visual rhythm that mimics the sun's rays filtering through a forest canopy. Even the smallest inhabitants